Hello and welcome back to Evan and Freddie Talk Survivor. I'm Evan.
I'm Freddie. What's this now? Like, we're week 3 of Survivor, our 4th podcast episode, I believe.
4. Yeah. Lots to talk about this week as well. It's been a fairly big week.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. And one where I don't think a lot of our concerns were addressed. But,
Oh, absolutely not. But...
Oh, God, no.
Oops.
Australia. How many episodes have there been? I think we're up to episode 9.
Yeah, so we're 9 down. Sunday will be episode 10.
9 idols, 9 episodes.
Is it that?
It's
it's either 9 or 8.
I feel like it's 8 idols, 1 advantage, but just to simplify it. So,
we'll
because
say
that advantage was practical. But oh my god, what a week. Honestly, because wait, did you see the promos for it this week? Because they had
no, not really.
They had like epic Survivor Sunday, like on the promos this week, and I don't think it lived up to the promos. But
I mean,
it was
you don't
certainly
need an
a big
idol
week.
for it to be epic.
Yeah, don't need 3 idols for it to be epic. God, but I think it was an interesting week. We saw some people go that I wasn't expecting to see go this week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, if I could sum up this week, it would be George the Cockroach, right? Which I think Laura said in the second episode, this Monday's episode. But he literally is. I honestly thought he was gone coming into this week.
Nah.
And we leave it with him sitting in a pretty good position, I'd say.
Did he, because of course the only time in this week where he was threatened was at that joint tribal, right? That was the only time where he was seriously threatened, I'd say.
No, not even. Sunday was probably the only time he was seriously threatened. After that, he's sort of been in his majority alliance because, you know...
The tribe swap came and helped him.
Tribe swap came and helped him. Kara got him into the majority alliance. And even though she was the one responsible for the fuck-up, I don't think that reflected badly on George at all because at least the rest of those Brawn people have to realise that George's split plan would have worked had she not screwed it up. And it's still, a decent asset to their little alliance. Yeah. He definitely is on the bottom of that alliance. Or at least second bottom above Kara now.
I think he's in a really... I hate to say it, but I honestly think he's in a pretty decent spot in that alliance.
I hate to say it too, but he is.
He's in a really good spot. Because we saw him almost run a tribal. Which was so weird to see.
He would have run that tribal had Kara not been an idiot. Like, why the hell was she ever put on the Brains tribe if she can't run that plan? Like, that's the thing. I feel like that was edited to look a lot more confusing than it actually is. Because let's be honest, a vote split is one of the most basic and essential, tools in Survivor. Because idols are there, you got to be able to split the vote when you've got the numbers. And it's just Kara's fault for being a fucking idiot.
I can't believe she did
how
that.
To play it.
That was so weird. It was so funny. And I was like, the entire time I was watching that episode, I was just going... I was just, what? So
it was literally... Fuck, man.
It was so strange.
Just frustrating.
I don't understand anything that's happened this week in Tribals, because I'm going to be honest, the Tribals this week have just confused me constantly because of their lack of intelligence in every tribal.
Okay. Yes and no. I feel like, what we've seen this week, at least in Tribals, is Hayley starting to attempt to run the game. She's now making her power plays, right? Because... It was her play to get Joey out on Sunday, and it was her play that ended in Shannon going home on Tuesday.
Yeah. And I could say...
Kara is amazing.
Hayley's good. Hayley's doing really well right now. She's still holding on to her idol, isn't she? She's still got that?
Yeah, her public community idol, which was kind of a stupid twist.
That wasn't even...
just very frustrating.
That was so... I don't even know. That twist was terrible. They're just like, oh yeah, there's an idol hidden around here. And then we see like 3 people immediately bolt to it in the middle of the challenge.
It would be fine had idols not been as abundant as they already were, right?
But they are.
But they are, which is the problem, right? Because, having that whole sort of thing, like, oh, well, you can get this idol, but everyone will know that you got it.
Yeah.
That would be interesting if it wasn't just as easy to walk around camp and find one yourself and have it actually be hidden, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole point of having a guaranteed idol, but people know about it, is just stupid when people are literally just finding them, just lying around. Like we saw Laura do the next episode.
Out of all of the idols we've had, out of the 9 idols advantages, 3 of them have been clues. The one that Baden had that George took, the one of Simon's, and Flick's one. And then everything else has just been sitting around.
No, wait, what had clues? No, I don't think Simon's had clues.
No, Simon had... I'm pretty sure Simon had 1 clue.
No, he just found his in a tree, didn't he? Or did that have a clue?
I feel like it had a clue.
And it wasn't Flick, it was Kez that got the other clue.
Kez, of course. Sorry. Flick was such a critical part of that idol anyway.
Yeah, may as well have been.
Yeah. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure one of Simon's was a clue.
It might have. I don't remember. It's just kind of stupid that he has them.
Even then, that's worse. He's still holding on to both of them as well, which puts him into a very good position. Because I think we both sort of expect him to play at least one of them this week.
Well, look, the rational. Well, at least Shannon was gunning for flushing an idol on Tuesday. But Simon was smart enough to see past that. Thinking of Simon's general paranoia, I thought he would have played it, but, props to him for realizing that he didn't have to.
Yeah.
But it just means he's still sitting in a really good spot, right?
Simon's in a great spot right now.
All the rest know that he has one, but I reckon that will play even more to his advantage, the fact that he doesn't know he has a second. Yeah. Because they'll think that he's vulnerable the moment he plays one, and then he's still got that second one tucked away.
Yeah. It's because he's in a really good position. And I think in terms of his tribe, he's in a great position. I don't think anyone's really gunning for him right now. At least not yet.
Well, okay, no, actually no. We'll have to see, because the things on new Brawn tribe, were shaken around a little bit by Hayley's baller play, right?
Yeah.
Of bluffing the idol, and then again, props to her for not playing it.
Yeah,
that was
bold
a very good move as well.
She's proved herself here. I honestly haven't really. I didn't even remember Hayley was in the game until this week. Honestly, she hasn't done a whole lot.
Yeah, she hasn't really gotten anything until now, but she has played some pretty good moves. Because
she's done well.
I'm particularly impressed with that, keeping of the idol, because it was a play similar to what George did earlier when he found his first one. Yeah. In that she sort of let it be known that she had one, right? And, obviously people then don't want to, they didn't have the numbers to split, right? So their best option was to turn on each other. And she realized that and held on to it, knew she didn't have to play it. Whereas George didn't, and played his, out of paranoia that they'd still go after him, which they didn't. Yeah. So she basically just did a George, but better.
She did a George, but actually hold on to the idol and not flush it. Yeah. Which I think was good. But also now everyone already knew about that idol anyway. Because
she got it in front of everyone.
Of the thing. And then just shoved it down her pants and ran off.
Yeah. But will now be interesting on New Brawn. Because there's 2 idols, at least, that the entire tribe knows is there. 3 idols in that tribe overall. That's fucked.
It's so messed up.
We're not going to see
on the new tribes. I keep forgetting.
So, okay, Brain, I'm pretty sure we're at Laura, Georgia, Rachel, Cara, George, Emmett.
Here we go. Yeah, I've got the list here.
Who else was
New Brains. New Brains has
Gerald,
Laura, Rachel, Emmett,
Kez.
George. Had Big D.
Had been
Gerald, Kez is there, Kara's there. Who's that? Is that Georgia? Who's this again? Honestly, can't remember most of their faces at this point. Who's this one again? Next to George? Oh my god.
That, bro, that looks like Haley or Kara.
No, because Kara's... Or maybe that's... Is that Kara? I thought this was Kara. Oh, hang on. Oh my god. Alright, I thought this was Kara.
Bro, that's Georgia. Are you kidding
Is that
me?
Georgia? Shit, I've got them mixed up.
Georgia.
Okay, Kara, and then Georgia. But of course we've saw Georgia medevaced this week as well.
No, well, no.
Well, not
Yes,
really
no.
medevaced
Well, no,
yet.
she hasn't been medevaced. In
Not
the
yet.
promos at the end of Tuesday's episode, we saw her back at camp, so I think
Okay.
she's fine.
She's alright? Okay, but we saw her sort of a bit
She was gone
on
for a
the
bit, which my brother
rocks.
was complaining about. I want to hear your thoughts on it. I think...
Yeah.
I don't think it was all that bad because it's not too much of an advantage other than just for Georgia, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really affect too much. You know, my brother was going on about, that's never been in the rules of Survivor, but he's mainly like an American watcher.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just an American thing. I think that's the first time we've really had an issue where someone could have come back, because the last medevac we had
Was Ross.
was Ross, and that was just a genuine injury, like he couldn't really walk
He
or
was-
anything.
He was never really coming back after that. I think it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, and we had Mo in Champions vs Contenders,
Well,
but she actually never left the tribe.
Yeah, she didn't
they
really
just all, like
medevac.
mercy voted her. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone even had a look at her. So that's the first time we've had someone go and then come back, which I guess is a little dicey. Like, she was immune, but it's the same sort of thing with she couldn't really contribute to the vote either. So it's not like the little Rachel, Laura, Georgia alliance
Look,
had.
I
anything
think...
anyway.
I didn't think Georgia was going to be that much of a target that night. I wasn't expecting her to really go. I think her name before has been tossed out like a couple times in previous tribals.
And that's by George, right? And
I
that's
believe
him.
so.
It was by George because that was just him getting pissy that she followed him around that one time
Yeah.
when
So
he was looking for idols.
I think obviously this is like wishful thinking, but I think the better solution would have been to, because I don't know how the time perception in Australian Survivor is so weird, but what I think the better solution would have been was to postpone the tribal, but of course with such strict schedules, that's not really an option. But like, I don't know, I'm a bit iffy on it. I think it gives her a free pass into the next day or past that tribal, which I'm not keen on. At least it was only 24 hours that she got free.
And that was the whole thing. Oh, she can be away for 24 hours without penalty. Although, with a tribal in between, that just seems kind of unfair. It makes sense, night after a reward challenge, that wouldn't really matter. But, when you're at a tribal, like, I don't know.
Look, I know,
But,
I understand she was sick. Like, she was sick, right? She wasn't physically injured. I feel like they could have had the doctors check her out, but still put her into the tribal.
Well,
I feel like she still could have been there.
Maybe. Again, we don't really know what was wrong with her anyway. What if it was just a genius move? She pretended being sick.
Because what was it? I think she was sick. She felt a bit iffy for like a couple days at that point.
I think it was probably like a stomach bug or something.
And I think she was she carried off the challenge? I think she was.
No, she sat out on the immunity challenge because she was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, but they came and picked her up from the immunity challenge.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Or did they pick her up from camp? I don't know.
They picked her up from the challenge, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, the only real consequence of it was it kind of screwed Laura over, but Laura didn't end up going home. I thought that was an interesting twist at that tribal, the fact that the winners of immunity got to choose who actually went home.
I did like that. I thought that was really cool, because what I was... there were two things I was thinking would happen. One of them, I really wanted fire making between the two.
Which could have happened.
It could have
might have
happened.
happened had they not come to a consensus. It was initially going to happen.
Yeah, I wanted it straight up. I thought that would have been so cool to see a fire making this season. So I was hoping for that. Or I thought it would be an entire tribe vote, like both tribes have to vote for just one of them.
Nah, but it was just the winners.
Yeah. Like, I thought that would have been an interesting thing, but I also didn't want that. But I liked that they had the 4 winners having to pick. I thought that was really cool.
What I really didn't want to see was to see them swap tribes. I think we've seen.
I thought that was happening. I thought that was happening.
And I
honestly.
really didn't want that to happen because there was literally a tribe swap the episode before. You can't be swapping people back, and we already had the Kara swap as well.
I honestly thought that could have happened because when they had the 2 picked out, or like and also when Shannon was the one that sort of got picked out and sent off, I was thinking that the typical Australian Survivor snuffing music hasn't kicked in yet. Surely it's a tribe swap. But no, that didn't happen, thank God. But I guess we can talk about the tribe swap a little bit now. What did you think of that?
What I think personally is good timing, but also odd timing at the same time. I know that sounds very contradictory. It's an oxymoron.
Yeah.
But I think, like, in the grand scheme of the game, it was good timing. I kind of like where the new tribes are at. I like seeing the new dynamics. The odd timing is not necessarily the swap itself, but the twist where Kara ended up getting swapped tribes.
One night on the Brawn tribe.
Yeah, she had that happened Tuesday last week, and then they swapped Monday this week. So it was literally like only one whole episode where Kara was on a different tribe before they swapped tribes again.
Yeah.
Which is just really strange timing, in my opinion.
Well, because I think we can both agree that twist was set up because the producers were expecting George to be voted off. But also, I feel like surely the swap could have waited an extra episode or 2, because the tribes weren't even that unbalanced by the time we got to the swap.
It's hard to say without seeing how Brains would have done without Joey to challenge. Because the Bronzer did have a good point in saying that Joey was a very strong challenge asset, and
I see that.
They booted him. So they're really only like real physical prowess left at that point was, I guess, Baden.
True. And I think also what we saw on Sunday, which actually I want to talk about the challenge on Sunday real quick, which I really liked. That was the one where they had to hold the buckets up with the rope. I liked that challenge. I thought it was pretty good.
Well, when I first had a look at it, I initially thought, what the fuck? That's bullshit. Because it's like, again, pure strength. I was thinking,
I think it's a bit of both. It's strength and also mental endurance, I think.
But what I think they did to balance it was, I think the water that was actually in the bucket was proportional to the person's body weight.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Gerald was struggling to hold 2, while some weaker people in the Brains could hold 2 no problem.
Yeah.
Just no way. So Gerald must have had, I think I was talking about this, Gerald must have had, heavy bucket because he's a big lad. And then he had to hold on to Danny's as well, who's also,
pretty big,
well built.
Yeah.
So that would have been a fairly heavy payload to try and hold on to.
Yeah, he was... Because I was watching that, and I was just thinking, Gerald, no. Like, he was struggling. You could see the pain on his face. And then I felt so bad for him.
I mean, at least it was only a reward challenge.
Yeah, he felt terrible. It did give Brains their first reward.
But hey, first Brains reward, and then we didn't have one since. And because there was the swap. And again, with the double tribal, there wasn't a reward challenge as well.
The funny thing, Kara has not experienced a single reward in this game at all. Oh my god, she hasn't... Honestly, I mean,
she deserves it.
Yeah, and I guess also speaking on the tribe swap is... I think Kara and George ending up on the same tribe is a bit of a cop-out. I mean, come on.
I don't think the producers chose. I think that was genuinely up to chance.
I feel like it could have been picked by the producers, though.
I mean, Jonathan was... holding out the platters of the buffs for them to freely choose of their own choice.
True. But
it's not like he was doing magician bullshit where he's like, pick a card, any card, but he's really forcing you to pick the card he wants you to
pick this one.
He's not doing that.
But also, I don't know, it just felt a bit because obviously the little packages of buffs didn't have names on them or anything. But
No,
also,
yeah.
I just feel like it just, I don't know, it just feels a bit sussy to me. It feels a bit. Stop laughing.
No, when you just said that, just reminded me because I literally just finished watching Monday's episode on Catch Up.
Yeah.
And George said sus, and that was one of the greatest things that had
I-
ever happened to me.
Every time someone says sus now, I go Among Us. Like, someone in English today, off topic, someone in English, they just went, they don't want them among them, and then I just went Among Us, and then my microphone was unmuted as well. That was a great time. But yeah, I don't know, it just feels a bit weird to me. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. But, it just feels
I
like
don't
it was a
think
little
fixed.
bit. I don't know. I
don't
feel like
think
at
it was
least
fixed.
that part was
I don't
maybe
think so.
a bit of influence, I think. I don't know, because I feel like obviously letting Kara still do the little swap twist was to give George an ally at merge or tribe swap. And we've seen that at tribe swap now.
Maybe. Look, I don't know. I think George was always going to be safe after a tribe swap anyway.
No, of course. And I guess we've seen him do really well in his new alliance, where he led the tribal at one point. Because I thought they were just screwing with him. Just going like, oh yeah, George, mate, you can have the tribal, who do you want to vote? And then behind his back, they'll go, let's just vote George, get rid of him. But I'm surprised. He's in a very comfortable position. And
I think it's because they realised they needed the number as well. I mean, they're sitting pretty with a big majority alliance. You know, even after Big D going, they've still got numbers.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. I think now Big D going was... I was cheering. I was cheering. He's an anti-lockdown protester. Not keen on him.
Dickhead.
Yeah. So, Big D, see you later. I did say he was one of my sort of like... I was looking at him. I was looking at him for a bit as a bit of a winner pick. I don't think that... I don't know. I think that became a lot more rocky last week. I think I said that.
Yeah,
but,
he just did nothing this week, really.
Yeah, this week he was sort of an easy target. But something I'm surprised about with these tribals is they're picking off the physical players a lot earlier than I personally would.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look. The two physical players we saw get picked off this week, Joey and Big D. Big D was the mistake. We all know that, you know, Georgia should have gone home then.
Yeah.
Not a physical player, right? And then Shannon going home the next episode, not really a physical player.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing Joey go again, confusing, but also again doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things with this tribe swap.
No.
'Cause now the tribes are incredibly balanced. You know, it's roughly even from either tribe.
I'd say the tribes
So I
are
feel
pretty
like
well
there's
balanced now. I think it's quite good.
Yeah. Even if a challenge is physically slanted, I don't think that'll have a big impact.
Yeah.
Anymore.
But I guess with the challenges this week, we've started to see shorter episodes as well. The last two episodes we've only seen an immunity.
Yeah, well, I don't know why they didn't have reward. Okay, so they didn't have reward on Monday. I think just because the swap was the big event where reward
I
would
guess
be.
so. And then I guess
And
also... And they could have
The
done...
double tribal maybe would have been their reason for not having a reward. I'm not sure.
I think because the people with immunity, well, they sort of did get a reward, didn't they? They had a little feast reward.
Yeah, so it was immunity and reward. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. But it was
I think... I don't know, I just think that's a bit interesting. I wonder how the episodes... Because I can tell by looking at the TV guide if there's a reward. Because if it finishes before 9 o'clock, there's no reward. Simple.
yeah.
But I thought that was a bit weird. I wonder why that was this week. But I think with the tribe swap, they still could have had a reward challenge. They just swap and then throw them into a reward. Because I think that both sort of helps because it's sort of like how when we started Australian Survivor this year, we had the tribes form it straight to reward.
Into reward, right?
We could have done the same thing, and also it helps establish sort of like, okay, this person might be not exactly physically able. Let's see how they defend themselves in their social game. One thing I want to mention about social games real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Simon. Good on him. Where he wants to form a bond with Kara and then asks how old women are when they hit menopause.
Okay. So
that was edited. That was obviously edited.
My opinion of that is that was edited.
Yeah.
Like, Simon's not that dumb.
Still, it's so funny. It's so good.
I bet she was probably talking about menopause or something like that, and then he just asked that, and it was probably very innocuous.
What a savage edit.
And they just edited it to make it look like he's just dumb.
What an edit. That was hilarious. I was watching that, and I was just like... okay, because it's very clearly edited, because before he says it, Kara is saying something, and then he sort of cuts in a little bit. But I thought that was so funny. Oh my god.
It's just so weird out of context. Because I was just thinking, like, where the hell did menopause come from? And it definitely came from,
it came from a
some
discussion.
Conversation that we didn't see. But just the way they edited it in was just so strange.
Yeah, because I've watched this clip back so many times. I've got it on my desktop, actually, just that one section. I watched it. I tried to put it on YouTube, but of course Endemol came and hit it straight away.
That's crazy.
It's a 40-second clip. Get over yourselves. But it's so funny. He's like, I'm gonna choose my words very carefully to form a bond with Kara. She's very emotionally aware. I'm gonna try tap into that. And then he goes, so how old are women when they hit menopause? Like, it's so funny. I loved it. Whoever the editor is, thank you. Thank you so much.
It's another one of those, like, sort of that whole Bachelor I'm a Gemini edit thing as well. Like, total bullshit, but fucking
that wasn't an edit. There was no way that was an edit.
It was an edit.
No.
There was an interview with her on, it was some ABC program, and she was going on about how after he said, he was an
astrophysicist. Did they ask about zodiac signs or something?
Yeah, she just asked him about his zodiac sign, like completely unrelated to that whole astrophysicist thing. And then he said, I'm a Taurus or whatever he was. And she was like, oh, really? I'm a Gemini. And they just cut out everything in between there to make her look like an idiot.
No.
So it was another one of those, yeah.
My life is ruined. Yeah. My life is actually ruined. I was living
the
off that
big wall
scene.
of reality TV has been shattered. Oh no,
I know.
What will you do?
My life has been ruined because because it is such a funny moment. I wanted it to be real. No! Really?
Yeah, sorry for bursting that bubble.
I refuse. No, I'm gonna keep pretending it's real. But, because that moment is so good. But honestly, whoever the editors that did the little Simon menopause thing, thank you so much. You are the only good editor on this season. I don't care what other rubbish you've pulled. You are the best editor. Thank you very much.
Like, okay, the editing, like, spoiled the tribe swap a little bit on who was on what. Again, because I just watched that episode.
Yeah.
There was a confessional after Jonathan announced the tribe swap where George was wearing a bright yellow brains buff that looked brand new, and I was like, that's not his, like, grungy old dirty one. Like, he's definitely staying on the brains tribe.
Why do they feel the need to have, like, 30-second next week? Like, because the tribe swap happened Monday, didn't it?
It wasn't a next week thing. No, it was literally just when it was a confessional, like, mid-episode while the swap was happening.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he was just, like, his buff looked brand new.
Yeah.
And we saw, like, just before when they dropped their buffs, they were all, like, dirty and gross. And then here he is with this bright yellow, brand new buff around his wrist. And it's like, I wonder where that could have come from.
You notice the subtle details in this show a lot better than I do. You are so good at picking them out. Oh my god. Yeah. The editing's so sloppy this season, which I think we've touched on a lot. But, oh my god.
Yeah, it's passable. Apart from like the odd MasterChef sound they put in there, which triggers my PTSD.
There's one sound effect that my girlfriend calls the Among Us sound effect. Because it's like the bit in Tribals when they're like cutting to all the different people, or they're walking in. Yeah, it always goes new. It is so funny. It's so funny.
This is just the Among Us episode now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is
oh god.
2021 Brains vs Brawn Week 3 or Among Us. That's what it's called on Spotify.
Yeah, Australian
now.
Survivor
The Among Us
2022 crewmate vs imposter.
Please. I saw this really funny tweet the other day that was it was from a parody Disney XD account. And it's like, what's this? It looks kind of sus. Catch the Among Us TV show on Disney XD. And I got it my Twitter recommended and I thought it was real. And I'm like, okay, I'll try and find it. It's so funny. I love how we're going so off topic about Survivor this episode.
Hey, no, but it kind of is like Survivor because you've... Stop it. Stop. Hey, it is a bit like Survivor. You know, someone gets voted off. I mean...
Most of the time.
Yeah, unless they go to another tribe or whatever.
Yeah. God, yeah. No, you're not getting voted off, crewmate. You're going to the imposter side. Congratulations.
Imagine if that was a game mechanic. That'd be pretty cool. Evan and Freddie talk Among Us. Tune in next year.
Surely. If all those big YouTubers still played Among Us, we could do that. But no, we'll have Freddie and Evan talk. Evan and Freddie talk. What's the next big... Well, The Bachelorette, I guess, is the one that starts when Survivor ends. But
I mean, we were discussing this a little earlier just between ourselves. What the hell do we do in the off season?
Yeah, it's...
And that's a question to you, listeners and viewers out there. What would you like to see in the off season when Australian Survivor isn't airing?
Evan and Freddie talk Love Island Australia.
Tell us, in our Twitter DMs at Evan and Freddie. Or email us at mail@evanfreddy.com.
Yeah, I think Love Island Australia is happening this year.
I'm not. I can't do that.
Do they vote people off in that show?
I
think
the
they
audience
might.
does. It's one of those ones where it's like Big Brother.
Okay, except Big Brother isn't audience voted because it's bloody pre-recorded now. Evan and Freddie talk Big Brother VIP?
That's just a strange thing I want to... Again, it's so off topic, but it's still loosely related to Survivor. About how all the Discord orgs that we played in.
Those are so
for those
fun.
Unaware, Freddie and I used to be big into the Discord Survivor scene.
AAESO.
We used to run a whole bunch of seasons ourselves, but a very common thing you see in a lot of a lot of these people playing and running these games is they seem to be into Big Brother as well as Survivor. Strangely,
yeah, I've never really considered them similar shows.
Are they both Endemol or what? I don't.
In Australia, they're both Endemol.
Because I mean, yeah,
in America they're both
CBS,
CBS.
But they're completely different.
Yeah, in America they're both CBS.
Yeah, so same company, but
The Amazing Race.
It's the same thing with Amazing Race as well.
Yeah, that's also CBS in America.
Maybe it's
what
just
is CBS doing? What crack are they putting into their shows?
Where everyone's just into this. It's really strange.
It feels like if you're into one, not so much the Australians, but the Americans that we've run into playing these. If you're into one, you're into all three. It's so weird.
Actually, I think Cad was Australian.
Cad was Australian, yeah. We never finished that season, but Greg won. So
Greg won.
Yeah, well, I guess
this would be so confusing to anyone listening right now that
this is just
not either of us.
Well, I've kind of noticed in Australia, Australian Survivor and Amazing Race Australia fans are also sort of the same because they're both Channel 10 over here. Are you in the Australian Survivor fans Facebook page?
No, I don't use Facebook, man.
Yeah, I just have it on there, and a lot of them talk about Amazing Race when that's on as well. So it's so weird. Maybe they should try get Big Brother and have and make the trifecta of the CBS reality shows.
But Big Brother's just so boring.
The Australian version is terrible. The Australian version is so bad. It's just people do
stuff and then the audience votes people out. Like Survivor, you've got the strategy.
Yeah.
You got Haley pulling these big ass baller moves. Amazing Race, you've got people, I don't know, racing amazingly. I don't know what else to say, but it's not just
I've never watched that
complete
show
luck whether or
completely.
not the audience likes them or not.
It's so weird. There's got to be some correlation other than that they're all on CBS.
This is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
We've
gotta
cracked
figure
something
it out.
here.
In the off season, we grill the CBS executives as to what's going on.
Yeah, screw getting Phil on here. We're getting the CBS executives on here.
Exactly. We'll ask Phil for their opinion. That would be quite fun. Phil, are you a fan of Amazing Race and Big Brother? That would be interesting
Yes,
if
I
they
am,
were.
Frederick.
But I guess we'll steer it back on topic of Survivor.
It was
The-
always on topic.
I really wish we because I guess playing into the timing of the tribe swap, I wanted to see how Kara actually fared on the Brawn tribe after she stuffed the vote split. I wanted
Brain Tribe, you mean?
sorry?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, of course. I want to see how she fares after was that before the vote split or after the vote split?
What was? Swap.
Sorry, the swap. The vote split.
It was before.
It was before, okay. Wait, yeah, no, so I wanted to see how she'd fare on the Brawn tribe.
New Brain Tribe, you mean? She's moved to the Brain Tribe.
No, yeah, but I want to see because the timing was so close. So okay,
Oh, that's what you
Kara,
meant.
yeah, Kara moved, and on her
Yeah,
first
so
tribe,
just say swap and not.
no, but on her first and last tribal on the Brawn tribe, they had the vote split that she stuffed up.
No, that was after swap.
That was after. Oh, you said before.
That was
Honestly,
that was George's plan. George was like, "We're doing the split," and then Kara was like, "Oh no, I've cooked this. I'm so confused." And Big D went home, right?
Really? Okay.
Yes, because Laura, Rachel, and Georgia voted for Big D. Bro, you okay?
Oh my god! I don't.
Timeline
having-
mixed up in your head.
I think having 3 episodes a week with heaps of sacks this week has taken its toll.
It's
But,
too much, man.
Yeah.
Lockdown as well. Welcome back.
Oh my god. Was that really? Was that really?
Yeah. That was
Okay.
after the swap. That was the episode of this. I literally just watched it.
Oh my god. Wait, so who went on Kara's night? The first episode. Did Brawn go to Tribal that episode?
What do you mean? Sunday's episode, that was when
Yeah.
Joey went home.
That was when Joey went home. Okay.
When Kara moved to Brawn, she didn't have a tribal there the whole one day she was there. Well, not one day, one episode.
Okay. Oh my god. I'm so
Speaking
confused.
of, just the way she introduced herself to the Brawn tribe was kind of stupid.
She just
she
left
was
into
just-
like the thing.
Yeah, they were
It was
just
like,
all
"Hey, y'all."
sleeping and she just jumps on them and she's like, "Hey!"
like,
As if,
"Hey,
like,
everyone,
you know, they were
what's
old
up?"
friends. Like, no,
was so
you don't
funny.
do that to people you just meet.
That was so weird. That was so funny. And then, I don't know, I guess also, I want to see how Kara fares after stuffing up the vote split. Because I think
Well,
that
her
could
name
be
was written
interesting.
down a couple times.
Yeah. And then I wanted to see
But-
how she actually performed on the Brawn tribe a bit more. It sucks she only got one night on that. And I wish she got more. But Channel 10 Survivor, nap. Like, I don't know. I just wish we got a bit more of her on the Brawn tribe because it kind of sucks. But yeah, I just wish we got more of that. That would have been really cool.
What can you do? We're here now.
Yeah. But I think it'll be interesting because, of course, we haven't had a solo New Brains tribal. Because of that
Or
weird,
solo
weird
New Brawn
twist.
either.
Yeah, because of that. Yeah, true. Because of that weird twist, which. Look, what was your overall thoughts on that twist with the joint tribal?
Look, I don't know. It wasn't really needed, like, in the grand... Like, it was cool with the whole, like, oh, winners choose thing. Wasn't really...
I
Wasn't
feel like
really
it was
needed.
just strange to throw in. Like, at that point.
Look, my thinking is if both tribes had gone separately to a tribal, nothing really would have changed, you know?
Yeah.
Except Laura would be home now as well, right?
Yeah. But it also feels like now they're just trying to, like, change the show, like, pump it up, make it a bit more exciting.
Actually, never mind. I've changed my mind just in that moment
okay.
thinking about it.
Alright.
I
Yeah.
like it only for this
Yeah?
reason.
Okay.
Now, the old brains in the new Brawn tribe, now they have a chance to survive because of that double tribal twist.
Yeah.
Because they had the 2 individual immunities, by having 2 of their 4 be safe, Haley was able to play that bluff, with the idol, you'll only have a 50% chance.
Yeah.
If they just went to a regular tribal council, we would have just seen, old Brawn stick together and get rid of them. But because 2 of them were already safe, and then they were forced into that sort of ultimatum, it's either we risk the coin toss of one of us going home,
Yeah.
or we make a new plan. And now, old Brains on new Brawn has a chance because of that.
Yeah, because we did see
And
those
Flick's
old
kind of
tribal
screwed.
lines. We did see those old tribal lines get formed, like, right from the swap, where was it
Simon
the old
was like-
Brawn on the new Brawn tribe had their little meeting.
Had the little meeting minus Flick. I don't know where the hell she was for that.
And they're like, yeah, we stick together. Like, come on, what a boring way to do it. Like, come on.
And then also Emmett sort of had that thing on his, where strangely Kara got lumped into old Brawn, which he kind of was, but again only for like 2 days in game, and then plus George, because George and Kara were close.
George and Kara are like a couple now, not a power couple, because I think they're very easy to topple over when some people finally get some brain cells. But
especially since Kara's so dumb. Jesus, how did she ever get on the brain tribe in the first? Sorry.
I want to know what happened in her head in that swap, in that vote. My God, in that vote split. Because it's like, I feel like it was pretty clear. I know a few names were tossed out, but it still seemed very obvious who the final vote was on. Was she
White
confused?
noise was what went through her head.
Yeah. Was she confused? Was she just trying to pull up some weird play that she thought everyone else was doing? Was she not kept up to date?
I think she was just confused, but like at that point, I don't know how you get confused.
Yeah.
George couldn't have said it any more clearly. 1, 2, 3, we're voting Georgia, other 3 are voting Rachel.
Yeah.
Laura's name was thrown out initially, but
like once.
that was still, Kara was never supposed to write Laura's name down, because they changed it from Laura to Rachel, because Rachel kind of fucked up in the challenge, right?
Yeah.
So at no point was Kara writing down Laura, and she still writes down Laura, which at that point, you can't blame it on any confusion that could have happened.
Yeah.
Kara's just an idiot at that point.
It was so funny, because when I was watching it, I saw that vote, I was like, and then it was like, okay, Big D, Big D, Big D. I was screaming. I was like, this is the greatest play in the entire game so far. And it was because of a mistake.
I know, even Jonathan looked surprised when he pulled out, like, the Laura.
Yeah.
And then when he pulled out the big Ds, he was like, oh shit, my boy.
Yeah. Do you think he's informed about what happens at the camp? Like, he gets, like, a lot of info? I'm sure
maybe.
he would.
I think he'd get a little bit. I feel like he'd be on similar intel to producers.
Yeah, because I feel like they'd sort of brief him like, hey, here's what's happening. And then that's how he asks his questions.
Yeah, there's no way he can ask his questions without any info.
Those tribals last like hours, apparently. It's quite interesting. I wish they'd release like uncut tribals, because I really want to watch those.
Well, if they release them in Template, I'm not watching.
No? Oh no,
I can't stand
Template
it
is
as on Template,
shitters.
man.
Template on the TV is... Template on my TV is okay. Like, it's maybe like 2 or 3 at most. But then on the computer and my phone...
app. There's no Template app on LG smart TVs, right?
On Android TV... I'm pretty sure there's one on PlayStation.
Yeah, screw that. Well, no, because here's the weird thing. Like, when we go to the Channel 10, like, channel on the TV, we can press, like, the red button on the remote or something, and it brings up Template.
Yeah.
And we can use Template like that with, like, even worse ads than you get on TV. Like, the Template, those are so bad.
Yeah?
But sometimes we Chromecast Template.
Yeah.
That's good. Quick little Evan 10 play tier list, right?
Yeah.
S tier Chromecast 10 play.
Yeah.
Because that only has like one ad in the ad breaks, right?
That's the same with the Android TV version. That one's
and then like
barely has anything.
C tier is like desktop template.
Yeah.
Because that has like roughly the same amount of ads as on TV, which is fine, but still annoying.
Yeah.
Can't rate the app itself. Can't say I've used the app.
The phone app is terrible. The phone app is genuinely awful. Do not use it.
F tier, this goddamn whatever red button thing I have to do on my TV.
The
Literally,
Freeview
ad
app,
breaks
yeah.
take... I think it is actually powered by Freeview.
I think it's Freeview Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's also like a Freeview button you can press, but like... God damn, that's more ads than on TV, I swear to God. When we use that, I swear we're spending more time watching the ads than the actual show.
Yeah. I haven't had to use Freeview, thank God, but the phone app is terrible. The Android TV app's pretty good. But 10play is just the worst service out of all of them. Out of all the free 9, 7, ABC, SBS, 10 apps.
What I don't understand is why they don't allow you to watch 10play with a 10 all access account and have it play no ads.
I feel like most of the 10play stuff is on 10 all access. Like Australian Survivor's on 10 all access.
I don't think so.
No, it's there.
Is it? Like when the new episode comes out?
I'm not sure about the new episodes, but I know on the show list Australian Survivor
it'd have past seasons, but what I'm concerned about is
Surely they have new seasons. There's no way they wouldn't have...
I don't think so, because again,
Really?
like my brother has a 10 all access account,
Yeah.
and when he tries to watch it on catch up, it's like...
I guess we'll have to ask your
not
brother
there.
or the one other person that has a 10 all access account.
Exactly, which is turning into Paramount Plus anyways.
Which then it will probably get like 3 more subscribers. But
It's cheaper apparently as well.
yeah. Oh my god, we are so off topic this episode. Yeah, well I guess it's sort of on topic. But yeah, I guess the things I'm looking out for this week, going into the Sunday, is Kara's position, because I feel like George is going to take it as you betrayed me, lol, bye. But I feel like they're also like a bit close for him to sort of hear her out.
George is a bit of a simp, so I don't think he'd actually accuse her of anything.
Yeah.
I genuinely think George is in love with Kara.
Yeah. I thought George was in love with Wave for a second, because like when he found that idol that Baden was looking for, they like had a little hug or something, and George seemed pretty into that.
I reckon George wants to be her children's stepfather or whatever. I don't know if Kara's still married or what.
You know what Kara should do?
I'm convinced George is into her.
You know what Kara should do? Next tribal she's confused. Just do a little empath thing. Hold people's hand, close your eyes for a couple seconds, detect their vote.
Such bullshit.
That
when
was
she
so
was doing
funny
that
when
at
she did
Brawn
that.
Tribe, it was like piss off, and they're like, "Wow, she knows how we're feeling." And it's like, God damn, you are all muscle and nothing upstairs, aren't you? Like, seriously.
On this show, you're either muscle or nothing, or you're just nothing. Seriously.
That's so true, though.
Yeah, and I guess also just touching on Wei a little bit. I think she posted on Twitter, I think it was. She can't swim. She genuinely cannot swim.
How the hell did she get casted without being able to swim? Like, we
know.
saw that in the challenge. Like, she kind of had to hold the balls.
And Flick had
She
to... I mean, we laughed at me saying sussy earlier, so...
Oh, she had to hold the balls to, like, stay afloat, and Flick had to swim her across.
Yeah.
This is not off topic, but have you seen, like, when Survivor's airing those, like, Bond's ball cooling undies ad?
The Survivor Discord, the Australian channel in that, there was a whole debate on people going like, does anyone actually have this problem? I've never had this problem. And it was like, no, I've never had this problem. No. And it was just debating whether it was actually a problem or not.
Hey, I'm gonna buy him, though. If I ever need new undies, just, like, the fact that they talk about balls on a TV ad.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I like the metal, like, huge balls, and they have, like, the torch going at it. It's quite funny.
Yeah, and that's why I was just... Because when Wei was holding them, it just looked like those big metal balls they have in their hand.
Why wasn't a Bonds logo on them as Survivor? Come on.
Exactly.
You should have gotten a Bonds logo onto those. You gave away Whoppers for a reward challenge when Hungry Jack's was sponsoring. Didn't they give away a car one reward challenge? They gave away a car in a reward challenge.
Watch them give away fucking Tylenol now in a reward challenge.
Luke Toki and Jonathan LaPaglia in those ads is amazing.
Yeah, which is why they're totally going to find a way to... They should have given Georgia Tylenol or some shit and, like, had the product placement, like...
Moana needed a Tylenol in her season that wasn't All-Stars.
Yeah.
Another funny thing... Oh, yeah, speaking of Luke, he's in Big Brother VIP. I was going to mention this earlier, but then we moved off it. But now that we're looping to Luke, he's on Big Brother VIP.
I don't care. Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was a very... And I'm pretty sure there's an ex-maths contestant on there as well, so the quality
Wow. I also don't care because Big Brother's a terrible format.
They also had the UK politician, I think, that they imported into Australia and then complained about the quarantine rules and then just went and broke them completely and they just got rid of her and deported her to the UK again. They had her... They've done really well with the casting on Big Brother VIP. Oh my god. Yeah, they're not very... And I think they've got Meghan Markle's godfather or something. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say, like, the racist one from the royal family.
I think he is the racist one. Oh, no, not from the royal family, but he's the racist branch of the Markle family. Or something.
Well, like, he
I don't
hates
know.
black people. What?
I don't know. Someone in the Markle family that was controversial. They got him. Sure, they get Pete Evans on it to do his little COVID magic ball cure thing. Did you see that? He got on
I did.
He got on an Instagram live and claimed he had the cure to COVID. And it was like some fucking lava lamp that you get at the arcade. And then he started trying to sell them for like $20,000.
You know what else is the cure to COVID?
What?
Tylenol, which is the sponsor of Survivor, which we're gonna get back on track to, right?
Can we get Tylenol to sponsor our podcast? That would be so cool.
That's a good shout. No, we'd have to be endorsed by Channel 10 or something. And they've got Talking Tribal, which our four total plays of our last episode are really doing well against.
Yeah, God damn it. I can't believe they'd do that to us. If Luke and Nick... They have Nick on that now, which I haven't been watching Talking Tribal because I'm loyal. But,
why would we watch Talking Tribal?
We have this.
We're literally the better alternative.
Yeah.
Anyone out there, if you've made it this far and you have a friend that watches Talking Tribal...
Convert them.
Tell them to watch the better show that doesn't actually have the people on them or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I think they get the contestants on there.
They do get the contestants on there. Those lucky bastards.
Hey, but we're still better. We talk about balls.
Surely we host Talking Tribal. Surely we host Talking Tribal.
Hey man, if they do like a blood versus water thing, we should go on.
Absolutely. And then when we get kicked off... No, not when. We get kicked off because we won't.
No, we'll go to Final Tribal Council, you versus me. It's obvious, man.
Yeah. I don't know. If Channel 10, you want new hosts for Talking Tribal, hit us up.
Well, actually, no, that's probably not going to happen because you're probably going to blindside me again. Absolute cock.
Get over it.
I'll never get over it.
Will we see... I don't know. At least it's added a bit of spice. If I went and blindsided you, it would still be more interesting than this season of Survivor.
Exactly, because, you know, we're talking about what's actually happened in this season of Survivor so much in this episode, aren't we?
Yeah, because it's just so, like, uneventful. Like,
there's nothing really to say other than what happened at Tribal Councils this week. And go,
yeah, because the shorter
idols.
The shorter episodes this season, this week, the shorter episodes this week have given us less content.
I mean, there's less to complain about. We can't complain about unbalanced challenges anymore because now the tribes are balanced.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always going to complain about idols.
Yeah.
And then other than that, the moves are pretty cool.
I guess, prediction. Are we going to see another 3 idols this week? Probably.
Fuck yeah, we are. Well, not 3. We're gonna see 1 for sure. Because you know how many idols there are on New Brain Tribe right now? None. And we all know
no.
production
New
can't.
Brawn Tribe has 3.
New Brawn Tribe is 3. New Brain Tribe is none. And we all know that production can't handle having a tribe with no idols or advantages.
Who's gonna get the idol on New Brains? George. Probably.
Now watch this shit. Kara again, and now she's safe. And they team up with Georgia and Laura and get rid of... If that actually happens...
That would be a respectable play. That would be a respectable play from them.
But if that happens, that just shows how predictable this season is.
Yeah.
Because it seems so shaped in most instances.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know, this week it's sort of tapering off a little bit. They've tried to keep it interesting, but seriously, every time they throw a twist in, or another idol in, that's less time that the players could actually be doing something original or interesting.
I mean, the fact that it took me 3 days to watch the Monday episode that I missed just kind of shows how much I'm enthralled by what's happening this season.
Maybe this week is a return to form. I'm going to hope. But also, whenever we try and make a prediction or a hope about the quality of the season, it never comes true.
Okay, you know what? Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I hope that there are so many idols next week and that all these idols, get played and create, really exciting tribal councils because there's an idol played and somebody goes home that wasn't supposed to. A wink.
That would be the most interesting thing, and the producers have to get onto that. Come on, guys.
I hope that next week has really bad editing as well.
Yeah.
That would be the greatest thing I'd ever want to see.
Yeah, I hope we can see visually the disparity in editing, where one tribe is doing something and the other tribe is really close to them, but then it cuts to the other tribe being so far behind. I think that would be amazing.
I hope we have a twist in every single episode next week. What? That would be really cool.
You know what? Even just reusing twists they had from last season would be good. Can they just get it done? Can the producers just stop meddling with it? Keep meddling with it, of course.
I hope that they extend the season even more by adding something like Exile or Edge of Extinction.
If they add Exile, I'm gonna lose it. I'm actually gonna and the first person that's gonna go to Exile? George. So
because it's like Exile, I feel like it has to come at some point because they've uselessly inserted Exile in previous seasons. I can't remember what the exact season was, but with the one where Daisy out of nowhere just went to Exile, that was the most unnecessary Exile because only 3 or 4 people ended up going there anyway. It was just
and then
wow.
There was one person, I think her name was Tegan, was it? I think
maybe.
I don't know, and she whinged the entire Exile, which was really funny. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see Exile this week, maybe, or next week. It'll probably
I really
happen.
hope that we see it.
At this point, why is the season even called Brain vs. Brawn? Because there's no Brain vs. Brawn line, even less now. There already wasn't, and now there is even less so. It's
now
so
it's just
weird.
idol versus no idol.
Yeah.
Sucked in. You can't win this game unless the producers want you to. Or unless you get really lucky. I'm not making any claims here. This
episode is called Evan and Freddie Have Given Up Hope on Australian Survivor.
This episode is called Evan and Freddie Don't Talk Survivor.
Yeah. But I guess we are at the hour mark almost. Do we want to change any predictions? Because I think Kara is in a bit of a rocky spot, but I guess we'll just see how George responds to that. I think is Way with George. Way's on Brawn. No.
Way's on Brawn.
Can't swim.
Okay, quick fire predictions.
Yeah.
Haley is either getting the winners edit and is going to win or make it to Final Tribal Council, or Haley is gone next week because she's made too much of a name with herself.
Yeah.
Flick may or may not probably be fucked because her only old Brawn ally is gone.
I'm holding on to Flick. Hold strong, Flick.
That's really it.
Come on. Yeah.
Kara screwed unless something saves her, which is really all that can save her now.
Yeah. Same with George. Well, actually, no, not even George anymore. George is fine.
They're gonna get.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna try to get rid of Georgia or Laura or Rachel at the moment.
Yeah. I think George is in a safe spot. Kara's not. Flick, I'm holding on to hope for. I think she can survive. I think she'll pull it. She's got a decent social game. I reckon she'll do well. I think she'll be okay. Because at the moment, she's sort of at my top of ones to watch. And then I guess I'm also adding Haley and I guess also Laura a little bit onto my ones to watch as well.
Because Laura's boring.
Laura's boring, but I think it's... She's got a bit more screen time this week.
Only because she found an idol. I'm just saying that she didn't even really use it that creatively or anything. It was kind of like the only move she had. So I'm not going to give her any credit.
She just sort of pinned it onto Rachel. Or gave it to Rachel. Wait, did she?
No, she played it for Rachel.
No, she played it for Rachel. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's a bit interesting. Because I think Laura's sort of maybe one to watch, but Haley I'll definitely be interested in watching this week, especially because she has literally got no screen time until now. But yeah, it's a bit interesting, and I guess we'll see what happens. But I guess there's no point in making wish lists for this week because we just know they're not going to come true.
I
don't know, 3 idols again? Probably at this point. I'm so sick of the idols.
Please.
I've got the idol fatigue. It's settled.
This should really be called Island of the Idols, like that one American season was called. Even though there's Australia, I guess, is an island, so fuck it.
Yeah.
This is now Survivor Island of the Idols.
Now lockdown state of the idols. It's
going to be so fun watching these episodes in lockdown now without the Actually, that'll be good. I'll actually get to watch them live.
Yeah.
The Olympics won't be on.
I think we could adapt Winners at War for our next season and do Idols at War. It can be all of the people that have earned an idol, which will be pretty small because the same people get 3. The same people get 3
it'll just
every
be like
season.
Simon twice.
Yeah, Simon. Yeah, but there's clone Simon. They clone George. They clone Daisy's 4 idols
they just
that she got
make
one
him
season.
worth 2 people, right? So he can get voted out once and still be there. And there's
they
only
just
one
have
Simon left.
And they just have an infinite number of idols. They just keep
everyone just
chucking
gets
them.
given one. Yeah.
That's the MO. Honestly, this season so far has been pretty disappointing. It's...
yeah.
I see a lot of people call it like the best season of Australian Survivor since 2016. I'm like, sure, it's like kind of exciting sometimes, but that's purely because of manipulation and people being
Fake
stupid.
fans. So this is it's Stockholm syndrome. I'm calling it.
Yeah, I feel like what's your Survivor season tier list? We'll wrap up after this, I guess. But what's the tier list of the Australian Survivor seasons for you?
S tier, season 1 and 2.
Yep, full agree.
B tier, All Stars. I actually quite liked All Stars.
All Stars was fun.
Really didn't
I
like All
enjoyed
Stars.
that.
D tier, all the other ones. E tier, this one so far.
Mine would be, I think, S tier 1 and 2, absolutely. Then I'd go, B tier All Stars. C tier, I want to put season 3 on there. I want to put Champs vs Contenders 1. I know that one wasn't that good. Actually, was it 1 or 2?
Better than 2 at
Which
least.
one was the one with Benji and Samuel? Which one was the one with Benji and Samuel?
I'm pretty sure that was 1.
Yeah, that was Champions vs Contenders 1. They were awesome. I want them back. Please bring them back. Those are the only returnees I want at this point. Yeah, I think... Where was it? Was I B tier? No, I was C tier. C tier, I'm putting Champs vs Contenders 1. Then I think E tier, I'd put 4 in this. Actually, no, 4 doesn't deserve to be on the same level as this season. I think...
What, 4 F tier?
4 F tier. Season 4 on F tier, this on E tier. Not E tier. No, wait. Sorry, hang on. 4 on E tier, this on F tier.
This on F.
Yeah. Because this is just... It's so difficult to get into this season when you know that it's not the players, it's the producers.
Yeah, I feel like it's just been the worst this time. Like, the worst issue I've had with sort of idol shenanigans was, again, the notorious Shan one, where she was screwed and then wasn't.
And then they
because she
just picked
miraculously
one out.
found an idol. Yeah, she pulled out of thin air. But this is like happened like 4 times already.
Yeah.
And it's only the 3rd week. Like, are you kidding?
Oh my god.
I'm about to cry.
I'm losing hope for this season constantly. It is so hard to like this season.
On that note, tune in next week to Evan and Freddie cry.
I think
in reference to Survivor, because we will probably have lost any will to do anything at that point.
I feel like every episode of this podcast, we've just probably sounded a little more sad every single week at how it plays out.
We will probably be very sad next week.
Yeah. But I guess we'll find out.
Especially if lockdown gets extended.
Oh, God. Survivor was supposed to carry us through it, and instead it's giving us more sad.
It really is.
But I guess tune in next week. We'll see what happens this week.
Thanks for listening to Evan and Freddie Don't Talk Survivor.
And lose
this
hope.
week.
Yeah. All of our links at evanandfreddy.com. Email us there, Patreon there. All of our podcast links, our Twitter at Evan and Freddie. If
YouTube's there.
If we decide to end the podcast because this season is just so shit, we'll announce it there.
No, we're sticking with it. We're going all the way through. We're sticking through this.
We have to get through it so we can do Evan and Freddie talk Beauty and the Geek. Even though it's over, we'll go back and rewatch them.
Go back and rewatch it.
Well, we do have American Survivor, because that starts when Oz Survivor
I don't know if
ends.
they'll run concurrently.
I'm pretty sure they'll run concurrently.
It'll be a little more enjoyable. I feel like those will be more bite-sized episodes because it's only one a week.
The way that Jeff Probst is sort of talking it up, where like it's Survivor going back to its roots, I'm excited for that.
Well, that's what I thought this season was going to be, and then...
No, I never thought this season was going to be Survivor going back to its roots. They were talking up the cast quite a bit, but the cast is both mostly uninteresting, and the producers are helping.
Well, it just wasn't champions versus contenders, and that's what I was really excited to see.
Yeah. Can we just get a normal season? Just no subtitle. Just Australian Survivor.
No, subtitle, but have it... Like, they could have done this, except it being Brain vs. Brawn. They could have just gone, like, Australian Survivor... Clon Curry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Outback.
Just
don't theme it.
No theme. No theme. Just have a location as a theme. That's cool. But just get normal people. Please. Just don't stop recruiting people. Because I read about the Ross lawsuit between him and Endemol that's happening this month.
Really?
He was paid $20,000 to appear on the show. How many more of the people on this season? Sorry?
Is he suing them for getting voted out?
No, Ross is suing them because he broke his ankle on the challenge.
Oh,
that's where the rope snaps.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah, so like I wonder how many other people they paid for this season, but I guess we can ask them that when their NDAs expire.
Facts.
But
all right.
I guess
on that, we should end it before I start crying.
Yeah, I'm close to it as
thanks
well.
For watching.
And next week we might start just bawling our eyes out.
If our half, 50% viewer retainership formula keeps working for this episode, thanks for the 2 people who listen to this.
Yeah.
Who statistically probably haven't even listened to this part.
Yeah.
We'll see one of you We'll see one of you next week.
See you later. Au revoir.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.